In today's Leeds news, journalists told busy window ahead, Leeds linked to Doig, Cresswell likely to leave, and Brighton check on Summerville's status. Morning folks, Jay here at The View on the 2nd of January 2024. New Year, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you've had a lovely couple of days off, a nice weekend, and great to get a win from Leeds last night to put us in a more positive spot heading into January, which looks like it could be a very interesting part of the year. I'm not going to hang around, we'll crack on, we'll get straight into this. We'll start off with news around a busy January ahead for Leeds, despite the fact that Angus Kinnear and Daniel Farke told us all very recently it would be a very quiet month, according to TalkSport journalist Alex Crook, who has been speaking an awful lot on Leeds recently. He says that Leeds could be set for a very busy January, again despite the fact that others have said otherwise. Citing the fact that Leeds are likely to look at a left back and a number 10 as priority, which I think we all pretty much knew. Crook went on to say the following: I'm told that Leeds are planning quite a busy January in order to ensure that they can get back to the Premier League at the first time of asking. Crook also went on to say that David Brooks has been linked with Leeds, and according to them, he could be available to move pretty soon. Andoni Iraola has also said the player is likely or could be likely to move if he wanted to. It also points out that Willie Gnonto could exit Leeds United in January, given minimum impact from his substitute appearances and from his starts that he has had this season, with Roma, Lazio, Fiorentina also to be interested in the player. And Leeds state on Gnonto softening. There was conversation around an extension to a deal that he has at the moment, or improved deal that he has, which seems to have now fallen away and doesn't look like it's happening right now. Anyway, there's still plenty of time on Gnonto's contract. There's no rush on that. Anyway, it also goes on to point out that Matteo Joseph and Joe Gelhardt could possibly also move out on loan. And if they do move out on loan, the Leeds will look to bring in reinforcements in those areas to help the push back to the Premier League. It says that the 49ers are keen to get back at the first time of asking, and this will all depend pretty much on apparently what the fringe players at Leeds decide to do, the subs that are not getting huge amounts of game time, whether they want to move on, which means Leeds would look to bring him back up in that situation, which could go from a quiet month if the bench decides to stay where it is. If they don't want to leave, that would change the situation as well. So that's the first one. We get into a couple of the rumours that are floating around, and these are all rumours, so just as I always say at this time of the year, we'll take this with a pinch of salt and we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. But we'll start off with this, and Josh Doig is the first one. According to Toro Gold in Italy, they are stating that Leeds, Monza and Rangers are all said to be interested in Scottish left back Josh Doig. Doig has been mentioned an awful lot recently. I know Andrea over on Twitter has mentioned him a few times as well, but the Scottish left back is 21 years of age. He's 6'2". He's quite quick as well, and has been touted as a talent to be watched as well. Highly rated in Scotland before he moved. He made 62 appearances for Hibernian before he moved away from them, and has clocked up 30 appearances this year for Hellas Verona as well this year. So good player, good quality there as well, and a good young player. As I said, Doig is highly rated, but according to Toro Gold, Verona have opened negotiations with a club. They haven't stated which club, but the rumoured clubs, as I said, are Rangers, Monza and Leeds. A €6 million fee is what is being touted. That's about £5.2 million if Leeds were to get it. And Daniel Farke has already said last month, that Leeds are likely to look at a left back in this window. So I mean, a lot more left backs, I think, linked before Leeds actually go and buy a left back. Junior Firpo had a reasonably good attacking game when he came on yesterday against Birmingham. 2 assists for him as well. Defensively, that's the question with Firpo going forward. He was fine. He's very, very good, creating an awful lot, but I always see Firpo as much more of a wing back than a left back. His defensive side of his game is the struggle, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Moving on, let's talk about players likely to leave or could be leaving. Charlie Cresswell has been named again, and there's more fuel to this fire. According to the Sunday Mirror, they state that Charlie Cresswell could leave Leeds United this January, and apparently is also open to a move away himself. Mirror states that there are several clubs interested in the player, and these are some big clubs in this division: Middlesbrough, Southampton, Sunderland, Rangers and Ipswich. 2 clubs that are currently above Leeds are interested in Charlie Cresswell. Daniel Farke added some fuel to the fire yesterday after the Birmingham City game, where he stated that Charlie has options. Could go pretty much what he said, and I am paraphrasing Daniel Farke, is that he said that they rate Charlie, they like Charlie, and they would like Charlie to stay at Leeds, but that Charlie is a proud man and he has opportunities, and he could take, if he wants to take those opportunities, Leeds won't stand in his way. Cresswell was handed a 5-year deal at the start of the season, handed the number 5 shirt. We all thought we'd see an awful lot more of him after a very, very, very good second half of the season with Millwall last year. He did a decent first half as well, scored a lot of goals, but defensively, second half season he was immense for Millwall, and one of the main reasons they got close to the playoffs last season. that hasn't done enough apparently to push him into Daniel Farke's thoughts. Daniel Farke were much more likely to play Pascal Struijk at right centre back, a left foot out of position, and Liam Cooper at left back than bring Charlie Cresswell in this year. So it's it's very understandable, I should say, that Charlie would look to move on and get some games. He's been playing very regularly for the England 20 side. He's captained them. He's been in touch with the England 21 side as well. And for Cresswell to push his career on, he wants to be playing games. He played a handful of minutes this year, and he probably played a cup game against Peterborough if he's still here, but that's, not the kind of football these guys want. It's very highly expected this will be a loan move though, which is fine. There's no issue there, but from a balance perspective, Leeds will be leaving themselves short at the back. But again, he hasn't played much this season, so does it really matter? I suppose is a bigger question there. Moving on, let's talk about players who have been checked out by other clubs, and that's Somerville. We start off with this one, and according to the Daily Mail, Brighton have inquired about Crescencio Somerville. There's been contact between the two clubs. Brighton are said to be interested in another attacking player before this window closes to give them more attacking power this season. I think Matoma's heading off to the Asia Cup as well, so they want cover there as well. They've been knocked back apparently by all accounts. Leeds will be very reluctant to sell Crescencio Somerville in this window, despite what kind of money comes in. Leeds turned down 20 and 24 million pound bids for the player from Burnley in the summer. And if you're dealing with Brighton, stick a 1 in front of whatever the number is, because that's what Brighton do with every team. So if Brighton wants a player, they can pay for him, but it's very unlikely that he will move away from Leeds this summer anyway. And that's going to be it for me today, folks. That's the short one today to start the week up. I'm sure we'll get more as the month goes on. Leeds next game against Peterborough in the Cup, and then the league game against Cardiff following that. So 2 good games for Leeds to put a bit of consistency together heading into the busy part of this month and then into the run to the rest of the season. So a gap to close. It has been closed slightly. Hopefully we can do more over the next couple of weeks as well. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow morning for more Leeds news. See you then. Bye.